welcome back to the Mad Girls Club. I am super excited to be back. You guys have no idea. It has been long overdue. I've missed you guys so much. This is like one of the things that I do for fun that I'm just so like, I want to do more of it. Like, I enjoy it. Out of all of the shit I do, like, this is like the most funnest thing that I have going on for myself. And so like, having to reschedule it, like, really upset me, but we are here now and I'm super excited to be back. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am to be here. And today, for our first special guest of season 2, I have none other than my cousin-in-law, Tania from Unique Decor Dallas. If you want to tell them a little bit about you and, you know, what you have going on, like, for the people that don't know who you are, like, describe yourself.
I am Tania. I am Michelle's cousin. No, her husband's cousin.
Yeah. I just say my cousin-in-law.
Yeah, literally. We're cousin-in-laws. I'm Tania. I'm 29 years old. I am the owner and founder of Unique Decor Dallas. So I am basically an event stylist / decorator / planner. I do it all at this point. I'm also, like I said, I'm Michelle's cousin. Michelle's cousin.
Explain that, like, how that comes about. Like,
yeah, so I'm cousins with her husband. Basically, like, my brother.
So your dad is my husband's
mom's brother.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So my husband's mom and her dad, are brother and sister.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're.
Yeah.
Because my daddy is not here with us. But that's another story.
Yeah.
I am. I'm so excited to be here. I love the Mad Girls.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the day you invited me. Yeah, because I feel like
we have, like, so much to unravel today. So I'm going to be looking at my phone quite a lot just because I have everything in my notes. But in the future, I'm going to have, like, this little, like, host.
Those little cards.
Yeah. So, okay. So you introduced yourself, and before, like, I like to start the whole episode, I like to give people an icebreaker.
Okay.
So if you heard the Mad Girls Club, you know everybody gets an icebreaker.
Okay.
So your icebreaker question is, if you could describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be?
Oh my God. 1, Aries.
Okay.
I'm an Aries, 102 billion%. So if you know about astrology, I'm an Aries. That's my 1 word. 2 is that I'm very independent. I don't ask for help. I could be, like, struggling and I'll, my tire can pop and I will figure it out by myself. I'm super independent. Yeah. And I'm an extrovert. I'm super outgoing. I don't know how to shut up, so that's why I'm here. So yeah, I think those are 3.
Yeah, 3. How would you describe me in 3 words?
Now that I know you, I think you're funny. You're actually super smart. If you don't know Michelle, she's, like, hella smart. Like, I was like, when I got to know her, I was like, damn, she's fucking smart.
Thanks.
Can I cuss? I can cuss.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're smart. You're funny because we've been sending each other. She sends me the funniest meme. What else? You're funny. You're smart, and you're actually really caring. Yeah. I feel like you're really caring. You're like an inner carer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like you, like, once they get to know you, like, I could be like, Michelle, I gotta talk to you. You'd be like, what's going on? What's going on? So I know that's like, oh, I did that. She's super caring, and yeah, she's funny. The other day she sent me, like, this little, like, meme, and I was cracking up. I was dying. I was like,
I'm like the meme, like, GIF queen. Like, I have, like, the perfect GIF for everything.
And I was like, where the hell did you get that from? Like, what the hell?
And if I don't find it, I Google it and then I send it.
Did. But I was, like, dying. I was like, she's funny. I really like her. I literally had this conversation with Edward.
Okay. You saying I really like her. Let's take it back. Let's take it the fuck back to the when you didn't like me.
I didn't. Okay, so should you tell them? You just go ahead and tell them.
I'll tell them, like, my version of everything, and then you can put.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, so. Me and her, we obviously met, through my husband. And so when I got introduced to the family and whatnot, she was one person that I had to know who she was because she's really close to my husband's mom. And so she would always be around. And there's just, like, no way I would have not ran into her, I guess, because she's not one of those cousins where like you just see them at certain like events or party things. Like, no, like you were basically her daughter, you know, like she had a whole 15 for you and everything. Like,
she raised me.
That's literally like her second mom. And so
she's literally been there for all my births.
Yes, but she has your 15 picture in the house.
Literally, that's where you know it's real.
Yeah. So then that's how I met her. I think it was, I don't know it was a birthday or if it was a holiday.
It was Manuel's birthday.
Was it?
Yeah, when you went over to the house?
Was it?
Yeah, it was his birthday, I think.
I don't know. I don't know if it was a birthday or if it was like a holiday.
It was a birthday because all his friends were there.
Oh, okay.
And they're usually not there for holidays.
So it was like a gathering, and then he invited me. He's like, okay, this is the moment. This is, you gotta come and meet my gang, my family, yada, yada, yada. So I went, and then me and her, like, I'm the type of person, like, no matter who it is, like, I'm very shy at first. Like, I don't really like talking to people that I don't know, not because it's rude or anything, but just because it's just uncomfortable for me to, like, I just have a lot of thoughts going in my head.
Yeah,
like,
you have like a little bit of social anxiety.
Yeah, like what do I say to that person? Like, what do I even talk to them about? Like, I don't know them. Like, what topics do I even bring up that, they would enjoy conversating about? So those are things that are in my head that I go through whenever I meet someone that I don't know. So, and she's a complete opposite. She's like, hey, I'm his cousin. Hey, and then I'm like, ooh, there's a lot of energy.
That's a lot. And I know I am a lot. Like, I'm not for everyone. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. And I've learned that throughout the years. I've learned a lot throughout the years, okay?
Yeah.
And I've learned that. And I probably was too much for you. So I completely believe you. I get Sometimes I'm like, damn, girl, relax. Now I'm like about to hit my 30s. So I'm like, chill out. But I used to be like, hey, like, shots, like Snooki.
I'm like the little girl. I'm that girl when I was young. I was behind my dad's leg.
Yeah, no,
I'm under the table.
I was on the dance floor type of shit. Like, I was, somebody sent me a video of my daughter. Like, she was like on the dance floor and there was nobody on
I'm surprised that she does that considering she's a Cancer.
Exactly, dude. And
I would never.
My mom's like, she's you when you were little.
Yeah.
There's a video, it's so funny. There's a video of this little girl at a party and she's like, Leo. And then my mom sent it to me. She goes, that was you. Yeah. So I was like, damn, I've been like this my whole life. Yeah. Like, So yeah, girl, I'm sorry.
No. It's like obviously different personalities. So
super different.
Yeah. So then I don't want to say too much because we're gonna get to that later. But basically, she just had a friend, and then when you don't get along with someone, I guess, like their friends kind of follow or something like that. I don't know. But
yeah.
I don't want to say too much. I don't know, but because or do you want to just go ahead and talk about it now?
We can, yeah. Okay. I mean, because it took like
this topic is getting me hot right now.
Dude, we had to take a shot because we knew we were going to get into this topic. I knew coming into this, Edward's like, why are you nervous? And I was like, I said Edward. Edward,
your husband.
My husband. Okay,
he ain't going to sue you.
He's not. He's like, are you, because I guess like I was doing my makeup and I was shaking. He's like, are you shaking? And I was like, I'm a little nervous. He's like, why? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I do know. It's because of this. I know we're going to get into it. But we've had this conversation in the past, but I feel like we haven't had the breakdown.
And not just that, but like telling our situation to everybody.
Yeah.
Like that's even more nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, we're here now, so the past is a past. It's whatever. Like, who cares?
That's why
it's a fun story.
Now it's fun. It was hell for like 10 years, literally. Yeah. Now it's fun. I told Edward, like, I had this conversation. I was telling him, and I was like, I get so mad at myself because I wasted so much time not liking her. Like
as in me.
As in her, yeah. And I was like, what was wrong with me? But I'm going to talk about it when we talk because I felt like a lot of my animosity towards you was like what I was going through in life.
Okay.
Like for a period of time, I felt like I was so miserable in my life that I took it out on everybody.
Okay.
So I do like, girl, we gonna get into it, girl.
Okay. So my version of this story, my side is, so I met her and she's friends with like this one person, this girl who
Tanisha.
What's her name?
What's her name?
Tanisha?
Tanisha, girl.
Okay,
We're gonna name her Tanisha.
Tanisha. So this girl, she's like been friends with her for a very long time. They've kind of grew up together. And so how I explain this to like even my friends, I'll say like, so like whenever like, I don't know if you were living with them at one point, but regardless, you were around. And when a sibling per se is around the house, they're obviously going to bring their best friend to the house.
Yeah.
So this girl obviously knew my husband growing up as well with Tania, because she's their friends, so they've always been around. And so my perspective on this whole thing was like, so let me rewind a little bit. So the day that I went to go meet the family, prior to even getting in the house, my husband had already told me who I was going to meet. And he said that there was this one girl, which is her best friend. I don't even know if I told you this.
No, I'm like, what?
Yeah, so he told me all the tea with her.
Okay.
Prior to even going in the house. So what he told me was, there's a girl that's there. It's my cousin's best friend. I just want you to know there's nothing that you need to worry about when it comes to her. And I was like, okay, like there's nothing I need to worry about because, she's been in y'all's life, in his life forever. Yeah. If he never dated her or talked to her, then obviously it's nothing. It's nothing I need to worry about. One of the things he told me was she had asked me if they wanted to marry, that she's basically said, if you want to marry me to get your papers, like that's fine with me, like it's okay, like what? And he's like, no, like I don't want to do that, like if I marry someone it's because I love them, not for papers, so I'm good. And so him like declining that and telling me that, I was just like, okay, it's nothing I need to worry about. Maybe that's why
you walked in like a little like
no, I was on the fence with her just because I trusted him, but I didn't trust her intentions. Yeah. Because obviously, like, if you're willing to marry a guy, then there has to be something there. Like, I'm not just going to marry a guy. This is my first time hearing you say this. So
I'm like, what? I think that's why maybe you walked in a little like tippy-toeing.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, now okay.
I just had my guard up a little bit with her, not with you, just with her, just because of what he just told me. Like, you just don't want to marry any guy, Okay. But the fact that he was like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to marry someone because I love them, not for papers. That really solidified like that relationship within that time. Like, okay, there's nothing I need to worry about. So then, as time passed, she's your best friend. And then I don't know exactly how we got into it, but what I felt personally was that you were trying to get her to get with my husband because they had this thing going on, or I don't know what it, I honestly to this day don't know what it was. But I feel like there's something there, but maybe not. But like I felt like you were maybe pushing that because that's your best friend. Yeah. And I think in my head, your goal was, back then obviously, was to make her a part of the family through marriage, so that your best friend could literally be your family in the family. Like that's what
you were thinking,
how I was putting the pieces together. And then so from then on, she's obviously going to have your back. So then me and her got into it, and then you and me, and then luckily, you and me never had any physical altercations, considering how much would run into each other. But for the type of person I am, is like, I'm very, very respectful. Like if you respect me, I'm going to respect you. The moment you like disrespect me is the moment like, like that is like over with. Like there's no respect with me either. So although I would see you a lot, I would never like try to initiate or instigate anything with you, just because I was like, at the end of the day, you're his cousin. You're always going to be his cousin. You're always going to be around because you're his cousin, so I didn't want to do anything that I would regret. And then but with her, obviously, it's a different story because you ain't nobody. So
literally, no, I feel like I was definitely the middleman for such a long time. I just felt like it was like beef, man. Like between y'all, like it was beef. Like when I look back, I'm like, fuck. Well, we were like young.
The most intense I think that was beef ever.
Dude, like dead ass, like dead ass. So I felt like I was just in the middle, and I was like, fuck. Like for a long time, I was like, I should have just stay the hell out of it. For a while I was like, fuck, I should have stayed out of it, especially after we had like the boys, and I was like, no, like this isn't it. We spent like Christmases, Thanksgiving, and we wouldn't even look at each other.
Mm-mm.
And I hated that so much. Like, you could cut the intensity between us with a knife. Like,
like
it was
we
the
have our
worst.
own space in the house. So like whenever I knew she was there, I would not like
she would literally
step
go
out.
around. Or like we'll like open presents and she's like completely on the opposite side of the room. And
I just didn't want to be in a situation where you accidentally hit me or bump me, and I'm like, oh,
and,
nah. Like,
no, I tried my best because I remember that altercation you guys had at the house, and it made like everyone so uncomfortable, and I was like, I can never do that. And I, now that I'm here, like I'm about to be 30 next year. So I'm like, fuck, this was so dumb. Like for a lot of reasons, especially because the boys are growing up and they like love each other. Yeah. Now
when she says the boy, she's referring to her
our son. Yeah. So they're like best friends. So Noah's Michelle's baby, Eli's my baby, and then we have James, which is my brother's baby, and they're like the three musketeers. Musketeers. They're like inseparable when they're together. So I felt like that was a lot of like, fuck, like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? But for a long time I was like, why did I even get in this? Like, why am I in the middle? Like, this was never going to work out. But a lot of responsibilities on them, because at the end of the day, like, that was between them and that was their situation. I felt like I was just like the middle person. I was like, fuck. And in between those beefs, those nasty, like, beefs, like, when
we talk about beef,
like we're talking about like
we're not even gonna tell y'all everything.
We literally can't, because we would get into like DPD will call us. Okay, we can't even get into details about the beef, but it was really bad beef, and for a while I was like, oh my god, like especially when they started growing up and we'd have like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I was like, this sucks. Like I'm not, like I said, I'm very outgoing. I love to have the family together.
One thing that really honestly hurt me that I don't even think is like there would be times where I'm at the house, right, at your your aunt's house, and Eli would, like, for example, accidentally roll a ball to my foot, and I could see that he's terrified to even grab the ball from me.
Shut up.
Yeah, so I would literally have to grab the ball and give it to him, but I could see in his face, like, he knew that something wasn't right between you and me, because he was scared to even get the ball. So that hurt me.
Oh, that hurts my feelings.
And then my son, on the other hand, was like,
cry on the radio. Dang, dude, I did not know. I feel, the thing about Eli is that he's very mature for his age. He's been super mature since I divorced his dad. So I feel like he's always like noticing things. Like sometimes he notices things that I don't even notice. So that's what made me want to just be like, fuck this. Like, I'm not going to be having problems with my family that I don't need. You know what I'm saying? So that was like another big reason. Like, I hated having celebrations and like not inviting Noah. I mean, I could invite him. But
oh my God, Noah has had so many parties and I've never invited her.
I wasn't even invited to the wedding. Okay, I'm taking that to the grave. I wasn't even invited to the wedding, which really hurt my feelings. But it hurt my feelings because
it's okay. We're gonna have a renewal.
No, for real. I'm gonna be like, can I be like the flower girl? Like, please. No, I remember like it was your wedding day and my tias were all like, can you do my makeup? Can you do my makeup? But I had to work that day. And that's when I was a single mom. So I had to go to work. Like, girl, I had no other choice but to go to work. And my tia Nena, which is like that aunt, we call her that aunt.
Yeah, she's like, the sister of my husband, my mother-in-law.
Her mother-in-law.
Yeah.
She was like, you're not going to go to the wedding? I was like, no, I wasn't invited. And she was like, why? Like, we're still family at the end of the day. And I was like, it's okay. Like, she kept like talking about me showing up.
No, there was one time actually, now that I remember, you did go to Noah's birthday party when I didn't invite you.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was like, no, but I
was like, this bitch actually showed up.
But I showed up because my plan was to have a conversation with you at the party. And I didn't think you were that upset with me. So that's why I showed up. But I was like, but my tia was like, Eli, ¿vas a ir a la fiesta de Noah? And Eli was like, yeah. So when it came to it, Eli was like, we're going to go to Noah's party, right? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I told Edward, I said, I gotta go. Like, he's not gonna forgive me. When it comes to the kids, like, girl, no bits are off. Like, I can't say no to my children. And especially when it comes to their cousins, like, So I put my big girl panties on that day and I showed up to the party.
Yo, she was bold.
I was bold. I said, nah, she's not gonna, what's she gonna do? Kick me out?
Bitch, yeah.
No, I knew you weren't gonna kick me out, but I really did plan to have a conversation with you. But this was when Oli was like a tiny little baby, I remember. But it was cold as hell that day.
His birthday's usually cold.
Yeah, because it's in February. So I was like, where am I gonna have this conversation? Because it was in a tiny house.
Yeah, it was.
And she was in the back of the house and I was in the front of the house. I was like, this is not.
Yeah, she was in the front. So I was like, I'm not trying to get in the front of the house.
This bitch, she really tried to avoid me. But that was my plan, to go in there, have a conversation. Because I feel like every time you and I have conversations, we can be decent about it.
Yeah,
like, we're not gonna pull each other's hair type of shit. And that was my plan. Según yo, like, I was gonna go and talk to Michelle that day.
She didn't
talk to her. But like I mentioned, like, she was in the back of the house and I was in the front of the house, and I know you, like, I know you try to avoid me. You did it for so long, so I knew when you were avoiding me, and I was like, she's avoiding me. At this point, I ain't even gonna try. So I didn't talk to her that day, but I did show up that day. But I showed up for the kids, girl.
She did show up. I saw her and I was like, no, this bitch didn't show up.
The audacity. No, but I was going with good intentions, because of the kids. We love the kids.
No, honestly, I give you props for that, to even go with someone isn't fucking with you.
That was the Aries, that was the Aries in me.
That was a hella Aries move.
The hell yeah, I was playing checkers, bitch. I said, no.
She was like, checkmate. And I was like,
she dumped my shit. Like, you know how you hit the queen on the side? She's like, no, ma'am, I'm not even gonna have a conversation. She wouldn't have a conversation that day. But we beefed for so long. Like, we beefed for
a few years. Like,
we beefed for a while.
A few years.
Bitch, it was like 10. It was like almost 10 years.
I don't know, but it was a long
because Eli
time.
turned 10 last month, and I feel like we're barely like.
Yeah.
Like
I think it's only been a year, or maybe a year a half. I don't know.
A year and a half. No, it's a year and a half where we're like, that's it. Like, when we sat down, because we had a conversation and we sat down and we literally talked about everything.
Yeah, I told her like how I felt, like exactly like what I told you guys now is how I kind of told her how I felt, and she kind of was just like, that's not what I was trying to do. Like, I'm sorry. And then
I felt like I had a lot of like I was saying earlier, like, I was so miserable with life that it's true what they said. Like, when you're miserable, you take down people with you. And I feel like a lot of, like, where I'm at now, I'm like a completely
You're
different.
Thriving.
Girl, but
I got a business.
I'm like, no, but like mentally wise, I'm not the same bitch from like 3 years, 4 years ago.
Same.
I feel like my mentality.
If you were, then we still wouldn't even get along.
Exactly. Like, no, like, you gotta, girl. Look, this is the advice I got for people. You gotta grow up and move on. Like, that's my biggest advice that I always tell people. Like, you just gotta like move on. You know what I'm saying? You gotta mature. You gotta let shit go. Cause I used to hold a grudge like no other. That was my problem for a lot of things. I hold grudges against people. I still don't have conversations with people that I have grudges from 10 years ago. But I had to let go. Like, it's true. Like, when you carry weight, you carry like, you know, your like negative energy. And I'm not the same person I was years ago. And I'm so happy. Like,
well, let's give a round of applause for Tania for growing up.
Hey guys, your bestie Millie here. Trying to make a podcast is so hard, and I need your help to make the Mad Girls Club podcast enjoyable and exciting to listen to for listeners just like you. By helping us take this quick 2.5-minute survey, you can get a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card as a thank you for taking the survey at the end of season 2. You can take the survey at www.themadgirlsclub.com or at www.bit.ly/TheMADGC survey. The links will also be in the description section of this episode that will take you straight to it as well.
Okay, so a lot of people, you know, like, I feel like the balloon industry has came up a lot. Like, there's so many people that are like into balloons, wanting to have a balloon business. And so my first question to you is, what made you want to get into that industry in the first place?
Well, okay, to start off, when I had Olivia, my daughter, her first birthday, I remember I did this really cute, like, Mexican themed setup. And everyone was like, oh my God, you did that? And I was like, yeah, you know, This was before like the balloon business was like where it's at right now.
Yeah.
And they were like, can you do mine, like the treat table? And I was like, yeah, you know, you just gotta buy the stuff. So that's how I started. I was like, I was a DIY mom. I was broke AF. Like I was broke. So I literally had no choice but to do it myself. And I've always been super creative. And I started doing like family and then friends. And then I was like, oh shit, like this is like a good business, because people started to pay me what I would make as a waitress. So as a waitress, I would make $100 a day, Friday and Saturday. And within the week, I would make like 300, right? So I made like really bad, I mean, not bad money, but not money enough to like, you know,
Yeah.
be
You
like,
got kids.
yeah, I
now.
have kids now. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I started to notice like, okay, if people are willing to pay me this amount of money, then I should take it as seriously. So then I bought this Amazon kit, right? And it was like these plastic columns. And I was like thinking to myself, like, okay, I'm going to work off Pinterest and then like advertise a special. And if it takes off, then, you know, it takes off.
Yeah.
Girl, it took off. It took off. Like it took
So that's when you realize like
oh shit, like,
this
okay,
is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. Like I realized like people really do pay money for events. And then the more I got into it, the more I got referred. So the best thing about my business, it comes from word of mouth. Like I always tell the girls that I have classes for, I said, don't worry about your amount of followers on Instagram. I said, because the best business is from word of mouth.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I have great business thanks to word of mouth. Like, you know, that's how I thrive off my business, is from referrals, or, oh, you did this for my friend, she said to call you, you know. So that's what made me want to start.
So I noticed with you too, like when you first started, it was mainly about balloons, right?
Yeah.
And I noticed now that you've transitioned and you still do balloons, but you do more than balloons now. So can you talk a little bit more about like what your present day looks like and how you transitioned?
It started off with treat tables, actually.
Oh, okay.
And the treat table situation in the summer in Texas heat is not a joke. I am so over treat tables. I actually did that the other day, like for my last client ever. And I was like, I'm never doing this again, because Texas heat melted. Yeah. It's just not a cute situation. So, and then I just started doing like these beautiful big setups, and that's where the panels came in. Like, that's so into like
the shimmer walls,
panels, flower walls. Like, I'm very blessed to have all of that now. But I started with just balloon garlands, treat tables, and then I transitioned into just balloons, and then I transitioned into like big, beautiful setups, and now I'm a teacher. I teach people like what I do. So it's been a process. The last 4 years have been.
How long have you been in this industry?
Like the last Friday, I turned 4 years.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I did. Duh.
Yeah, I turned 4 years last week. So I'm in my 4th year, and it's like the best.
For someone who's just starting in this industry or is thinking about getting into this like party event planning decor, like what kind of advice would you give them?
I have 3.
Okay,
I thought about this because I knew you were probably gonna ask me. I have 3. My very first one is be yourself 100%. There's a billion people in this world, but there's no one like you. Okay. So just be yourself. Believe me, people will book you for your originality. That's 1. 2 is definitely invest in classes and invest in your business, invest in your backdrops, invest in your rentals, because your rentals make you a bunch of great money, and all you got to do is drop off, or they can just pick up and go. That as well. I think it's super important to not copy, or because I've had situations where like recently somebody copied okay, let me backtrace a little bit because I have so much to say.
Yeah.
To start off, definitely invest, definitely just be you. And my last is definitely just to stay in your own lane. Do not copy and paste other people's work. Do not repost pictures that are not yours, because even if you are just starting, you're starting.
Are you okay if people tag you if they repost your picture?
I'm okay if you give me some credit.
Okay.
Yeah, like, oh wait, what do you mean? My picture?
Like, yeah, like if I repost your picture and I don't tag you, you obviously wouldn't like that because I'm claiming that your work is mine.
Yeah,
but if I tag you, are you okay with that?
No, I'm not okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like my because these setups are a lot to do. Like, they're in 100-degree weather. They have to be concept that you have to, draw them out for the client. So I think it's just better for you to do your version of my inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then maybe say like got inspo from.
Credit my inspo.
Okay,
I'm so down. Like, even if it's almost exactly the same.
Okay.
Just say, hey, inspo from Unique Decor Dallas.
Okay.
That's my thing, because I have people who've used my work and say it's theirs, and then they say it's only $200, like a $200 setup. When it's actually like a $500, $600, $700 setup, and you're out here telling people it's a $200 setup. So no, I'm not. That's another thing. So definitely just stick to yourself. Invest in yourself. Invest in classes, in your rentals, and just keep it you, man. That's my thing. Yeah.
So what should people expect from you in the future? Like where you're at now, like where do you plan on being? Like what does that look like?
I have so many plans. I feel like I can't even tell you because I believe in bad juju. I feel like me hacen ojo out here. But I definitely want to expand in the teaching industry. I just love it so much. Do you
plan on like stopping and just do teaching completely?
Kind of, a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I feel like not completely, but I definitely want to take my classes to another level. I want to invest in just being a teacher full-time during the week and maybe a couple of events on the weekend. I follow this creator that I love so much, and that's what she does. She became a full teacher full-time, and it's incredible. Like, I love it. I feel like it took a little bit over my passion for event designing because it's a lot of work to plan an event from scratch. And, your girl got anxiety. So my anxiety does get the best of me sometimes, and I'm not going to lie. My best friend, my balloon best friend, I call her my balloon bestie. She's like, you're so natural at this. Like, I would freak out if I would talk to a room full of women. I said, girl, no, like literally just comes natural.
Because you're an extrovert too.
Definitely. Yeah. And I'm loud, and I love to like make people feel comfortable. Yeah. And I honestly think that's why my classes do so good. Girl, my first class was 8 people.
Like, and now where are you at now?
25. I sell out class. Yeah,
that's so crazy.
I sell out my classes. Yeah, I'm very. I just thank God because I as much as I talk, I pray about it. Yeah. So I don't get like discouraged. I started with 8 people in my very first class, and my last class sold out completely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, talking about business and all this stuff, there's people out there that have so many questions for you. And I had you on post, the link to a Q&A. Yeah. And I have so many questions, some personal, some business. They're just super random, whatever they asked. And now I want to ask you these questions that people have that they want to know about you.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Your first question is, what is your favorite balloon brand and why?
My favorite balloon brand is Calisan. It's a brand from Turkey. Their chrome colors are amazing. They look beautiful in like pictures and light. So definitely Calisan.
Is there one that you don't really like go for? Obviously, Party City
or Amazon. I love Calisan because of the stretch. It has bomb stretch, so you don't really need to go into like tying it to another. You can literally do it by the neck, so it saves you some money. My favorite disc balloon brand, I don't know, because I use all of them. Like, I use Jamar for my colorful installs. I use anything that my friend Lily sells at her store is great quality. I don't have a like non-favorite balloon brand.
Okay.
I hardly use Qualitex, but that's because it's sold at a store that it's a pain in the ass to just even get involved with. Okay. So I hardly use Qualitex, but it's not like my least favorite, but I just hardly just use it.
Gotcha. And your next question is a favorite movie or TV series right now?
Right now or ever? I'm a sex.
They said right now.
Right now, I love P Valley.
What?
P Valley.
Well, no.
Oh, you don't know what oh my God, it's kind of ghetto. It's like about a strip club and like it's a lot of drama. I love P-Valley.
Is that like a reality show?
No. It's I do well actually reality wise. I love Housewives, like the franchise. I'm a Housewives type of gal.
There's a lot of Housewives.
Yeah,
like,
I love
shows out
like
there.
a good like a House of Atlanta, Housewives of Beverly Hills. But right now, P-Valley's like my thing. But overall, I'm a Sex and the City fan. Like I've watched every single episode.
I have yet to watch. I've seen the movie,
yeah,
but I've never seen the show.
Yeah, same. Like they're my favorite movies. Like when Mr. Big leaves Carrie in the altar. Favorite movie ever.
And then another question they want to know is how many kids do you want to have?
None. Absolutely no more kids.
You're
done. I have a good handful. I actually can't even. Well, yeah, no more kids. No. No more kids.
Well, they asked that like on the next question, so I'll skip that one.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, they want to know about the kids. Like how many more you popping?
I know, none, girl. I'm not popping no more.
So how
kids.
How many do you have now?
I have 4.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, 4. I have. I should have stopped at 3, girl. The 4 came unexpected, but that's another story.
And then, what's the best quality in a man?
The best quality in a man. Oh my God. Okay. So the other day, I hope everyone follows Desi Perkins.
Yes, I follow her.
Okay. I love her. I love me a Steven girl. I saw him at her photo shoot with her brand. And I was like, I love that he supports the crap out of her.
Yeah, he's such a good husband.
He is a fucking ride or die for her. And I love that. I think that's the best quality in a man. When you have a supportive man, when he supports you mentally and I know financially some people are like, oh my God, he has to support me. You know, I love Prada and Chanel. But a man that supports you mentally, I think is so much more important than
supports you in anything.
Yeah.
Not just financially.
A man that is down to like be at your installs at 3 a.m. A man that is down to put everything in your truck. A man that just supports your dreams.
Helps you with your goals.
Yeah, helps you with your goals and ambitions. To me, that's because I've learned.
Yeah, because when you got it like yourself and you're an entrepreneur and you're an independent woman, like you don't need money from a man. Like you got your own money.
And that was like my goal, to always be the rich aunt. But clearly I'm not the rich aunt. I'm the rich aunt with kids. You know how there's the rich aunt without kids? I'm the rich aunt with kids. Now I'm not going to say I'm balling either, but you know, I'm very blessed to be where I'm at. And I think it's because of my hard work. Because I worked my ass off. You know, I'm where I'm at because of Tania.
And his money is just a bonus.
Yeah, I mean, his money is his money, girl. I'm not even going to lie to you. But, you know, Tania works for Tania. And I think that any man that supports, you know, your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, like a Steven, girl, you got you a good one. I thought that was so sexy. Like, he was, like, in the photo shoot, he has, like, the Desi shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, dude, he supports. He's a ride or die for her. Yeah, that's the best quality.
He's a really good guy.
Yeah.
But my guy's good, too. Okay, so next question is, how did you get started? Which you already answered that. But what was the first thing you purchased?
My Amazon kit. My Amazon plastic kit. Column kit. Do not buy it. You just literally go buy a PCP vibe and put some wood on it. Don't even waste your money on Amazon. But that was the first thing I bought. A column, like a column kit to start like selling them $20 per column. I started with $20 per column, and now I built events from scratch. So
okay. So they want to know what your zodiac sign, but we already know that you're an Aries. Do you happen to know your other signs?
Yeah. I'm an Aries, and my moon sign's in Pisces. That's why I'm super emotional. And my rising is in Gemini. Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm super extra.
That Pisces one is, I didn't think that one from you.
Yeah, no, my moon's in. And, you know, Lady Gaga and I have the exact same birthday and the exact same signs.
Oh, really? Like all three?
All three.
Lady Gaga.
Yes.
That's my girl.
I know, girl. I know. Yeah. And, like, when I saw her documentary and what she was going through, I said, girl, she a Tania girl. Like, you know how she would cry so much? Even though she's an Aries on stage, emotionally wise, she's a Pisces. And I'm exactly the same. I'm super emotional. I'll be watching a movie and Eli's like, why are you crying? And I'm like,
is that Pisces in me?
Pisces in me. It's a love-hate relationship with them.
So they want to know what your favorite show was when you were a kid.
Oh, my God. That's such a good question. Whoever asked that, thank you. I don't know. I used to love Rocket Power.
Okay.
I used to love Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Oh, yes, I know that.
And I was a Powerpuff Girls fan. You know, I've been Blossom like my whole life.
Blossom? Which one is that one?
The pink one.
Oh, okay.
Literally.
The red one.
The pink. The
Is
one.
it the red one?
Yeah, the red one.
There's a red, blue, and green.
Yeah,
I
was
always
Blossom.
thought I was the green one.
Yeah, you were what was her name? Not Blossom.
Blossom, Bubbles, and Buttercup.
You were Buttercup. Now, girl, I've been Blossom my whole life, girl.
She was just like such a bad bitch.
She reminds me of my purse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I think when I bought the tail power bag, I said, oh, it's giving Buttercup.
But the blue one though reminds me of a Cancer.
Yeah,
But
she's so emotional.
Yeah, but she was like,
but like Blossom was the badass dude. Like
Yeah,
she was main character energy.
Yeah, she was.
That's why I loved Buttercup, Powerpuff Clothes.
So, who do you miss the most at this very moment besides your kids?
My grandma.
Your grandma.
I love her. Oh, man, she was the love of my life. I feel like I wish she would be here and see like how far I've came, like, you know, with my business and like mentally and stuff. She was hilarious. She was a Virgo.
Oh yeah.
So she would be very proud.
I don't even know any Virgos. I don't
You don't
know.
have any Virgos in your life?
Not that I know of, no.
Girl, my brother's a Virgo. My best friend Chata's a Virgo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have Virgos always all around me.
I didn't even know your brother was a Virgo.
Yeah, my brother's the epitome of a Virgo. Very much Virgo vibes. Ugh.
Okay,
Yeah.
the next question is, what's the best advice to give to the newbies in the event industry? I love your work, by the way.
Thanks, girl, guy, whoever asked. That's my best advice. The one I just gave.
Yeah.
Be yourself. Don't copy and paste and invest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so next question is, have you ever got cheated on? And you gotta be honest, LOL.
Oh
Is
my
what they
God,
said.
who sent this?
I don't know.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't think I ever have, to be honest with
okay.
you.
Were you the cheater?
I've been the
Okay,
cheater.
so you never got cheated on, but you were the
Not
cheater.
that I know of, because you know, the men out here be playing games. Not that I know of. Not that I know of, but I think I'm definitely the. You know, I mean, I've been before. That's how I know. Like, I've been before, but not me spilling the tea. Yeah, spilling the tea.
Well, you're about to spill some more tea because the next question is, what is a secret you kept from your parents?
Okay, so
And we were just talking about your mom is gonna watch this.
my mom is gonna watch this, so I'll let her. She's gonna fucking kill me. Should I keep it 100?
Gotta keep it 100.
Dude, that's all I know how to be. Yeah. I am pro-choice. Let's just say that.
So, okay.
I'm very pro-choice.
Okay.
So, my parents don't know. She's probably going to kill me after I just spill the beans. But I'm extremely pro-choice because I've gone through so much shit in my life. I'm not saying that I, did it numerous times, but that's one. My mom is a Jehovah's Witness. So she goes to church every Thursday and Sunday.
So this is a shocker for her.
So she gonna kick my ass after she watches this episode. But I mean, all I do is I thought just keep it real, and I feel like you shouldn't be ashamed of it. I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it because they get shamed for it so much.
Honestly, like I said, I respect people and their decisions. Like whether you are or aren't, like that's you.
Yeah.
Like what I believe in is what I believe in, and if that's how you feel, then that's how you feel.
Yeah, I'm very pro-choice for so many reasons. I'm actually super upset about the whole ruling thing because I literally wouldn't be where I'm at in life if it wasn't for the laws that we've had in the past. But I'm very pro-choice because of that. You just never know what people are going through. So
yeah. So the next question is, if you could change something about yourself, what would it be and why?
I think I would just be less anxious. I have really bad anxiety. I'm always thinking something's going to happen to me and the kids. Like, I wish my anxiety wasn't as bad as it was.
Okay.
Yeah. And why? Because of my babies. Like, I'm always thinking, like, schools, like, I have to put 30 seatbelts on the kids when I get in the car. Like, I really do. Like, I'm always, like, thinking, what can happen,
Yeah.
That's a mom in me, I think. But my anxiety definitely takes the best of me.
Yeah, I heard, I don't have anxiety, but I've heard that that's, like, a serious thing.
Yeah, because, like, I used to, like, back when I was in year 2 and where I'm at, I would have really bad anxiety about the events, and I literally wouldn't sleep, knowing I had big events the next day.
That's crazy.
And every time that happened, my events were perfect, flawless. So I started relaxing a little bit.
Just an overthinker.
I was definitely like anxiety, overthinking is like the worst.
So the next question is, who was your first love and why did y'all break up? Do you remember who your first love
Yeah,
was?
I was with him for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his name was name was
make up a name.
his name was Blue.
Okay.
Yeah, his name was Blue, and I was with him since I was in middle school to my very first year of freshman year in high school.
From middle school till
from the like 7th grade
mm-hmm.
down to like the last ending of 9th grade. And we broke up because we were just starting high school, but girl, yeah. And my parents knew about him. Like, I was 15. Like, my mom was really nice, I think. My mom was, as much as she's like really into church right now, my mom's very like open-minded. You know, she let me and my brother be whoever we were, because, you know, I'm extra and loud and crazy, and my brother's the opposite. He's very like, he like looks at me sideways because I'm loud as hell. But she's always let us be. My brother got like big ass tattoos when he was like 16, and she basically killed him. But then like she was like, what do they mean? And he's like, they're your initials. And she's like, oh, they're cute. Like,
that's how my mom feels about my tattoo.
Yeah, my mom's super open minded. So she raised us to be like super caring about people, never judging people. That's why good. I think we're like, yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so the next question is now about your husband. Why don't you post your husband on Instagram? Are y'all still together?
I hate that question because it's no one's business.
Yeah.
Husband is such a strong word.
Bitch, he's your husband.
I mean, legally he's my husband. Edward's just not the type to take pictures. He hates pictures. He doesn't post me. Like, he's just not like a social media guy. Yeah, like I don't know. I wonder who. I knew this question was gonna come up because he doesn't like pictures. He just.
I just think it's just like, I do post my husband sometimes, but not all the time. Just because like it's my Instagram. Like I have other things going on in my life besides my husband.
I'm not like, dude. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna keep it real. Him and I don't have the perfect relationship. Some days we're not even in the same house. Some days I don't want to be in the same house with him. Some days we're not even in the same house. I don't post him for personal reasons because we don't have a perfect relationship. He's the father of my children. Let me make it very clear, because I think a lot of people have this question because I get it a lot. Yeah, I get it a lot. We're not there. You know what I'm saying? We're not there. Legally, he's my husband. Like, obviously, I have his children. He's the best daddy to my chickens. I always tell him that. But there's a lot into that relationship. And I think that
could be for another episode.
Yeah, for sure. I don't post him for very personal reasons. And that's because of me. Because I don't want to post him. I'm not this like, oh, I love him so much. He's a father.
You don't want to fake it either.
No, I'm not a fake ass bitch. Like, I love to keep it 100. You know, I don't want to post him because we're not where we're at. You know, not where we should be, I guess. Mentally, I checked out a long time ago. But that's like another whole story. Like I said, I knew this question was gonna come up. But you know what? At the end of the day, he's the father of my children, and he's the best daddy. But other than that, that's it. That's all you gotta know.
That's it. Period.
Period. Like, he's the father of my children, and that's it. Mind your business. Yeah.
So the next question is, which is a funny one to me. Are you still friends with your BFF from North Dallas? I don't see her on your IG anymore like before.
I'm not friends with her.
And this is the person that we spoke with
Tanisha
at the beginning.
Was it Tanisha?
I think it was
Tanisha or Tanisha. Girl, no. I'm not friends. Like I said, I had this conversation with my cousin yesterday because I knew this question was going to come up. And I believe that I'm going to try to answer this with very much clarity. I believe that you outgrow friendships. And that's it. Like, you outgrow friendships. People change. I definitely have had a very awakening experience when it came to that friendship. I just think real friends will never belittle you. Real friends would never try to judge you. Real friends would never try to downplay you. And just real friends would never just make you feel less of a person than you really are. But not, I just learned what real friends are, real friendships are. And it took me sadly a long time to find myself and like the love I had for myself, and for me to realize that some friendships are not what you think they are.
Yeah, I agree. I have friendships that I thought were what they were.
They weren't. That's literally how I would leave it.
Yeah.
I found out that the friendship that I thought wasn't what I thought it was. And it took me a really long time to realize that, because I felt like I was going to be lonely, because she was all I had for a very long time. But then I discovered what friends were. My friends, my best friends now, they would never ever belittle me. They would never judge me. They would never do what other friendships would. So you outgrow people.
And that's that.
And that's that.
So the last question I have for you is...
That's the last one?
Yeah, because a lot of them were kind of like the same questions.
Okay.
Yeah. So this last one is, do you ever see your students as competition?
No. My friend actually was like, that's what's up. Like, you don't see your students as competition. And I actually don't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's a billion events that go on in Dallas. I only take 3 events a weekend. So if I can't do it, I can refer my friends, my students, anybody that has taken my class that I trust to take an event for me. And then they can make their bag, I think that's why my business thrives, because I share my knowledge, and I'm always down to help people. I'm always open to give my advice and pass on events. And I think God blesses me because I bless others. You know what I'm saying? As weird as that sounds, that's how I feel. Yeah.
That's good though, because there's people that I know too who are in a different industry, and they don't want them to share take their clients or things like that, which to each their own. But
I agree.
Some people aren't meant for teaching. Yeah.
I know vendors that are like, why do you do so many classes? You're taking away our money. And if you think about it like that, you're never going to be where you want to be. Because I don't see it like that at all. Girl, I can only do so much. Me, tiny me. I have a team when
there's money for everybody. There's enough people for everyone. This is what the Mad Girls Club is about sharing, empowering one another. Having this sisterhood, not, what's the word? Keeping things I could be like, oh my God, those are some cute shorts, where you get them from, and then you let me know. There's some women out there that'll be like, oh,
I don't remember.
Oh,
negative. Ew, I hate girls like that. I swear to God, I do. My friends would always be like, oh my God, where'd you get that top at? And I'll be like, at the thrift store. I've never been ashamed to be where I get my stuff at, to share where I'm.
Same.
I'm not like that.
And if that's you, then you can't be a part of the Mad Girls Club, because the Mad Girls Club is all about
empowering people,
sharing your knowledge. We all want to win here.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm where I'm at. I'm so blessed. I pray to God every day, but it's because I share my knowledge, and I'm okay, and I'm open to questions. And my students know, I will always be their teacher. They'll be like, hey girl, do you know where I can find this? Or do you know who can make me this? And I'm like, yeah, you can go here and you can go there, because the vendors that I recommend make their own bag. And it just flows, just like I makeup class, I have another one. That's just how life is. I feel like that's why God blesses me.
And then for example, if I'm trying to book an event with you, or maybe I look into you, but I don't like your style or whatever, there's someone else that may have that style that I'm looking for. Photography, for instance, there's some people that take pictures really dark. There's some people that take pictures really bright or vintage looking. It depends on
your taste.
You and what you like. Yeah, exactly.
I agree 100%. I'm not for everyone.
Exactly.
I'm not.
Exactly. When I say with my business, which I do digital marketing and things like that, I tell people, if this is the kind of
logo
you're
you
going
want
for, I don't do that.
Look
for somebody else.
I agree 100%. I'm not for everyone. I don't do weddings because I honestly don't think they're my thing personally.
But there's someone who does.
But there's someone who does, exactly. I stick to bridal showers, baby showers, birthdays. Like, that's my thing because I enjoy doing that for you. If I were to get an inquiry about a wedding, your budget must, you have to have a certain budget. That's another thing. I always try to work with someone for what they want. I think that's why I have my same clientele always comes back to me. I have the best clients, so I try to go above and beyond for my returning clients because they trust me with their business. But I'm not for everyone, and that's okay. That's okay because there's a lot of us out here. Believe me.
Exactly. Yeah, there is.
There's a lot of us.
Your industry is popping right now.
It is popping. I think to each their own. I mean, not everyone is, like popping. No pun intended. But you know what I mean? Like, you just gotta trust the process.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on the episode. I loved having you here. We talked about so many things, honestly. So,
I know.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the first episode of season 2. I'm so glad that if you made it through and heard all of this, that you enjoyed watching it and listening to it. This is the first time that we're on video. So if you really do enjoy this, let me know. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment below. Let me know what other people, guests you would like to be on the show. Other than that, thank you so much. And as we always say, bye.
And if you want me back, just call me.